Hey guys, I'm here to do my wrap-up for ThrillerAthon Winter 2020 edition. This was hosted by Harriet Rose and Emma, and it went from the 15th through the 23rd of February 2020. I did a spread that I had so much fun with. So here is the spread in my bullet journal. So I had the challenges. So it was a Cluedo style board where the people were Dr. Peacock, which was your oldest thriller, Sergeant Mustard, which was your creepiest cover, Professor Scarlet, which was the shortest thriller, the places were the library, which was a new author, the kitchen, which was a trope you loved, the study, which was a recommended thriller, and the items were the candlestick, which was the newest thriller, the dagger, which is an author you've read before, and the hardback, which is an item they selected, which is the group pick. And that is my layout. So I have the books that I read and the prompts that they go towards, and then more of this fun Kashi washi tape at the bottom. So I really had fun with that. So let's I did do a TBR, so let's kind of hit the monkey in the room. The group pick, it just never happened. Frankly, something else came in the mail during ThrillerAthon that I wanted to read more, so this one kind of got shoved to the side, and then I never got back to it. So this did not happen. But let's talk about what did happen, shall we? Shall we? Okay, the first book that I read, and I read it in one freaking day, was Harmony House. Now, I'd originally said that I thought this was an author that I had read before. I was wrong. The cover just looked similar to somebody else's book that I had read before. My bad. So I've never read this author before. However, what it counted towards was the kitchen, which is a trope you love because I love haunted house anything. The Colonel Mustard, which was a creepy cover because frankly I consider this cover to be creepy as heck. And then the last thing was the library, which was a new author, because once again, I never read this author. So Harmony House was basically about a girl. Her father has moved them to Harmony House after her alcoholic mother's passing away. And they've basically started a new life in this house, but there's clearly shit going on in the house. So it's definitely got the creepy factor, like things moving around, she's seeing people, she's seeing boys wandering around, she's seeing like all this creepy stuff. What I can tell you is if you... So this, which I did not know going in by looking at the cover, was, or you know, even, oof, hello glare, reading the, how can I hold this? Kind of, there we go. Back of the book was it's kind of really religiously charged. So if you have an issue with that, I definitely wouldn't recommend reading it. The father is like really religious and is basically the whole time like talking about like the sins of his daughter and the sins of their family and how like they need to pray all the time to like fix away the sins, and it gets really weird with the whole like dad's like crazy and like religious crazy. So that's the thing in here you definitely have to use. Obviously there's other like paranormal elements to it. I couldn't put it down because I was fascinated with it, but yeah, it was definitely weird. And yeah, I feel like that kind of, I mean, it's still got the paranormal elements. You kind of find out that some of it's just like the dad being creepy as crap, but it was interesting. So I had fun with it. I love those kind of creepy books. So there's that one. The next one that I read was The Girl I Used to Be. This counted towards Professor Scarlet, which was the shortest thriller because this was like super short. I think it was like not even 200 pages long. Oh wait, it was like 230 pages, so It was super short. It was the shortest one I had. And it also goes towards the library because it's an author I've never read before. Now, I do have another one of her books, The Body in the Woods, which I haven't read yet. So I have one, but I haven't read it. And actually, as I read this, I realized this girl actually writes like mystery more so than thriller. But they counted this one as, you know, a psychological mystery wrapped in a thriller. So to me, it counted. It kind of just straddles the line. But this is basically a girl who, her mother was murdered and her father disappeared, and everyone thought that the father did it. And they left like the 4 or 5-year-old daughter just like in a Walmart. 3-year-old. They like found her in a Walmart, and the parents were both like gone, and then obviously they found the mother's body and they thought the dad did it. Fast forward to 14 years later, they found the father's body, like at around the same location. So now they're saying that, oh, well, dang, the father didn't do it. He was also killed at like the same time. So we have no clue who killed both of them. So basically she moves back to like the town where this all happened and is trying to like figure out who killed her parents. So it's definitely interesting. She basically, yeah, that works. She basically is getting money from a like rental company for her house, which actually used to be her grandmother's house, because she lived with her grandmother after this all happened, and then unfortunately her grandmother passed away, and then she got bumped in foster care. So she has a completely different name and a completely different identity, and she's basically coming in as that new person to try and figure out like the clues from like the town folks, because it's like a closed town, close-knit community, all that jazz. And she's like trying to figure out from all the people that used to know her parents and were alive during then and are like, oh, well, who you think did it, and all this kind of stuff. And you got like the different cast and characters, and it's kind of interesting. Obviously it's a YA, she meets a boy. She likes the boy, you know, things happen like that, but obviously she's trying to figure out who killed her parents. So it was really interesting. I definitely enjoyed it. I am looking forward to reading The Body in the Woods because I liked her writing style. So there's that one. And then the last one. This is the one that bumped Dark Matter off the list because it showed up. This is like my favorite read. So this is The Sundown Motel. I have The Broken Girls, I'm pretty sure. Yes, I do. I just haven't read it yet. So now I need to read it because I really, really like this one. So, this is about a, well, creepy motel, which also works. So the prompts for this one were Candlestick, which was my newest thriller because I just bought it. I just got it in the mail during ThrillerAthon. The Library once again, which is a new author because I've never read her before, and The Kitchen once again, which is a trope you love because creepy haunted things. So basically you've got in 1982 you've got V. Delaney, who basically wanted to move to New York City and ends up in this Sundown Motel like as a job as a night clerk just because of a series of unfortunate events in Fells, New York, and basically she goes missing in that hotel. And then like fast forward to, I don't know, 30 years later or something, Carly Kirk, who is the niece for V. Delaney, is like at a crossroad. Her mother has unfortunately passed away, and like she wanted to know what happened to her aunt. So she goes back to Fells, New York, happens to get a job also at the Sundown Motel, and then tries to figure out what happened to her aunt. And it's totally not what you think. This was so good. It was crazy. So definitely a haunted factor to it. Like, they've got like people's, here we go. They've got like people's, like the ghosts' names, they've got like the different entities. Oh, they've got like, you always smell smoke, and there's the smoking man and he smokes outside, and then there's a little boy that you find beside the pool, And there's like all these different ghosts. And it's super creepy. So it's her, Carly, and then this one guy who just happens to be staying at the hotel because he's like trying to lay low in the town. And like they're like trying to work together to figure out like what actually happened. And basically at the time when V goes missing, a whole bunch of girls are basically getting, or younger women, and I think there was a 16 or 17, so one girl in there, were getting like killed by someone, and she was like trying to figure out, V was trying to figure out the killer when she went missing. And it is so good. I love this so much. I need to read The Broken Girls now. If this is like how she writes, like this was, is this a girl or is this a guy? Who's Simone? I can't, it's a girl. Frankly, I can't trust myself to figure out the genders of some of these because I thought Riley was a girl and apparently it's not. So, oops. But this was my favorite read. It was definitely creepy. It was definitely awesome. It definitely had the paranormal element. So I definitely enjoyed it. So those are the 3 books that I ended up reading for ThrillerAthon. I had a lot of fun. I'll definitely do the next one when they do it in, I don't know when they'll do the next one. Summer, maybe? So, I need your guys' help. So basically, I have trying to figure out from the prompts that I read who done it. Who killed Mr. Body? Or whoever's version of it is in the Cluedo board. So obviously the weapon was the candlestick because that was the only weapon that I actually did. However, the library was listed 3 times and the kitchen was listed twice. So I'm assuming that the library should be the location, which makes sense because it was hit all 3 times. However, who's the killer? So basically we had Sergeant Mustard, which was my creepiest cover, and Professor Scarlet, which was my shortest thriller. What do you guys think? Who did it? Is it Sergeant Mustard or Professor Scarlet? What you guys pick is going to be the killer. So it was the library, the candlestick, and which one did it? So let me know, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this wrap up. I will talk to you later for the next video. Everyone have a very good rest of the day. Bye!